Hey, it's Ron, and I'm here with
Alan. Hey.
Alan. Okay. And I was talking to you about this before. We did another video where we just talked at a high level about what it would take to go from CRM4 to CRM 2011, and we talked about using a staging environment.
Yes.
Yeah. And what I wanted to do this time was I had you break down for me the 6 major steps. Like if we had to bring it up to a high level,
yeah.
What are the 6 major steps in doing that cutover? And from the upgrade from CRM 4 to 2011. And of course I'm ignoring all of the change management, rollout plans, fallback procedures, scoping requirements, and design. So when we get to the nuts and the bolts, what are the 6 major steps? And maybe you could just run me through them really quickly.
Sure. It's worth mentioning as well that we're just kind of picking out a typical scenario. There are many scenarios, but what we're talking about here is CRM 4 32-bit to CRM 2011.
And on-premise.
On-premise, yeah, for sure. And okay, so the idea on step 1 is create a VM is that we don't really want to be doing our upgrade on our production box. It means that system then is always there if we make a mistake, and we can go back to it in an instant.
So we have a fallback procedure.
We have a fallback procedure,
okay.
and a good plan there. So we create a VM staging. It's important that staging environment is in the same Active Directory, and then that becomes then a copy of our production system in CRM4. Okay. So basically our steps: create the VM. We install 64-bit SQL, SQL 2008.
And CRM4, the 62-bit version, 64-bit version.
And CRM4.
Because most likely our old one had the 32-bit version.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
From there we restore the databases that we backed up from our production environment. And then we install CRM4 and we import the organisation into CRM4. So basically at this point we've got a copy of the production system, but we've got it in the appropriate environment. And
so what we're saying then is we've got customizations and data.
Yes.
Are now in our virtual machine.
Yes, we've got everything there.
Okay.
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 Okay, so from there,
step 4.
Yes, step 3 we've done. Step 4, we run the upgrade at this point on the staging to take this to 2011.
Okay. So
then we've got all our data, all our customizations, everything in CRM 2011.
Okay. So then now theoretically what we have here is what could almost be our production environment.
Yeah,
we've got a CRM4 64-bit, SQL 2008 64-bit. All of our customizations and data over, you ran the upgrade, and it's now CRM 2011
it is.
On the virtual machine.
It is, absolutely.
Okay.
So basically from there, all we do is kind of this step again, which is build our CRM 2011 production environment. We get the system ready, create a dummy organisation to import to, just call it test or whatever, because you're going to disable it or delete it afterwards.
Okay.
And from there we then import this organisation that we created on here.
Okay. So then we got all our customizations and data over.
And we got everything done.
Okay.
We can then disable this environment, enable this, and you're good to go.
Right.
If it was that easy.
No, that sounds great. Now, we took it up a level. I mean, we could have gone really detailed on those tasks. And we left out all like the fallback and rollout procedures and change management and communication.
We did, but we should definitely mention the JavaScript. Because the JavaScript will need updating, so depending on how much JavaScript you've got in there, that will all need to be gone through and updated. The underlying model is different in 2011.
Okay. And again, when we were talking about this before, we were saying this doesn't take 1 day, and it doesn't take 365 days, but, you know, we could say it could take around, to be safe and cover your bases, you say 5 working days.
It does depend on the JavaScript.
It totally depends on JavaScript. But if I was to say 5 working days for most typical installs, we probably wouldn't be that far off.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Good. Hey, thanks, Al. Appreciate it. Where can people find you on the web?
Ashton@knowledgetech.com.
Okay. And it's rondejuicy.com, and I'm also at knowledgetech. Thanks.